Hello, good morning. Our first issue is internet facilities in schools. Recently, Education Ministry has released Unified District Information System for Education Plus report. In this particular report, it has mentioned that only 22% schools had internet facilities before 2020 lockdown. Because of this, digital divides, connectivity divides, they are promoting inequalities, especially on a regional scale. If we look at rich poor, urban rural. Likewise, regional differences exist. Statewide differences exist in accessing the internet facilities in the schools. In this particular context, this report has highlighted that gross enrollment ratio is reducing and dropout ratios are increasing. So, this is the high time the government should focus on enhancing the digital infrastructure in India because lack of access to digital infrastructure, digital services, they promote inequality. This is going to be one of the most prominent forms of inequality in the 21st century. Next issue is Covishield vaccine is approved by 9 European countries. Recently, European Union has started Green Pass facility, which means it allows the people vaccinated with a list of authorized set of vaccines only. There are 27 countries in European Union. Only 9 countries have recently approved for allowing Covishield vaccine takers. In this context, United Nations has recently asked the countries, all the countries, to recognize all WHO approved vaccine takers for travel facilitation. Otherwise, it leads to vaccine inequalities. Last day, government was also criticizing European Union and saying that reciprocal measures might be taken by India because this is a discriminatory practice because European Union did not recognize Covishield and Covaxin. Among the two, Covishield is already recognized by WHO. India said it is deliberate discrimination of developing countries. In that context, recognition of 9 countries in this way is the one step towards Green Pass facility. Next issue is water conflict between AP and TS. After states reorganization in 2014, these two states have shared Krishna River Basin and Godavari River Basin flowing through the two states, and Ministry of Jal Shakti has provided for institutional mechanism. In this context, recently there's a conflict between AP and TS in sharing the Krishna River water. The conflict is Telangana started utilizing Srisailam, Nagarjuna Sagar and Pulichantala project water for power generation, though the water levels are less. In this context, AP government criticized that this might lead to less water availability for the AP farmers. So it has requested the Telangana government to not to take such measures, but it did not respond. That's why AP has written to Jal Shakti Ministry and to Prime Minister. This has become a heated issue between AP and TS. Next issue is central government has passed Essential Defence Services Ordinance 2021. As the parliament is not in session, ordinances can be passed by the central government through the approval of President of India. This particular ordinance has prohibited employees from engaging in the essential defense services, especially those who are involved in defense manufacturing and production. For them, this particular ordinance relates to. This prohibits them to take part in any of the agitations or strikes. Recently, Ordnance Factory Board employees went on a strike and they said indefinite strike would be launched on July 26th. In this context, government has quickly brought in this particular ordinance and it said that defense manufacturing is an essential activity. To promote indigenization and in defense manufacturing, we have taken this particular measure. Then why these employees are planning for a strike? Recently, government or cabinet has approved for Ordnance Factory Board corporatization. In this context, 41 production centers under OFB, Ordnance Factory Board, are converted into 8 defense PSUs. Government says that there won't be any change in the employment conditions, but then the employees are seeking for more protections. In this regard, they are planning for a strike that has been a conflict issue now. Next issue is Zycov D. Zycov D vaccine Under Zydus Cadila, this company is seeking for Drug Controller General of India's a nod or approval. As of now, it is not given, but it is seeking for the approval. Once if it is given the approval, it is going to be world's first plasmid DNA vaccine for COVID-19. It is a needle. It uses needle-free applicator, and it is also tested on adolescents aged between 12 to 18 years. This is a significant improvement over other vaccines that are tested in India. Next issue is heat wave in Canada and US. Recently, heat wave, that is excessive temperatures as compared to the normal temperatures. This has led to heat wave condition in these two countries, which has resulted into deaths. In this context, climate change is said to be the major culprit. It is having major impact on elderly population. It is leading to crop failures, and in some places it is leading to forest fires too. Next issue is gross non-performing asset ratio might increase to 11.2% of total loans by financial year 2022. Recently, RBI has released financial stability report under which it said that by next year, that is March 22, gross NPAs might increase to 9.8% from the existing 7.6% in the normal case. In the worst case scenario, it might increase to 11.22%. In this context, already risk-weighted asset ratio of scheduled commercial bank increased to 16%, which is more. Provisioning coverage ratio also increased to 68%. So in this context, having capital buffers and having a consistent policy will help the country, will help the RBI to deal with this. Next issue is PMI, Purchasers Managers Index in manufacturing shrinked. HIS market releases Purchasers Managers Index every month at the start of the month. It considers score from 0 to 100. If the score is more than 50, it is said that manufacturing is enhancing. If it is less than 50, it is said that it is contracting. If it is equal to 50, it is said that there is no change in the manufacturing. Recent, that is June 2021, for that month, the score is around 50, less than 50. That's why it is said that manufacturing activity and manufacturing output is shrinking. Next issue, very important, OneWeb. Recently, Bharati Airtel, it has sought the help from the government to address the stress in the telecom sector. It is said that at least minimum 3 telecom companies should be maintained for understanding and going for digital dream of India. But only one company is dominating the telecom sector, that is Jio. In this context, it has requested the government to take certain measures. And it is also speaking about OneWeb. OneWeb is a planned 648 low Earth orbit satellite that ought to provide for high speed, low latency internet facility. Very important. By next year, it would provide global services, including in India, including in other countries. Its vision is to provide 5 to 50, that means 5-degree latitude to 50-degree latitude. It wants to provide satellite-based internet services. It helps India's BharatNet available, accessible internet facility to all the regions. So OneWeb facility is promoted by Bharati Enterprise across the world. Next, let us understand the editorials. Relief and recompensation for COVID-19 agreed. COVID-19 is a biological disaster notified under Disaster Management Act. If it is a notified disaster, NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority, headed by Prime Minister, they have to fix the compensation. In this context, government said that we can't give the compensation because of the financial constraints, and we also have financial priorities. We might spend this, we can spend this in enhancing the health infrastructure, etc. That was the argument, and it also said that it's a continuous disaster. It is going to continue, it's not a one-time disaster. In this context, Supreme Court said that, but this is not a reason for the government to escape from the responsibility of compensation. So NDMA has to decide suitable compensation. That was the thing mentioned. And statutory ex gratia, this is one point. Second point discussed by Supreme Court is national database for unorganized sector workers should be prepared. One nation, one ration card should be implemented by July to provide for food security to the people. These are the three issues discussed by the Supreme Court with regard to COVID related issues. Next issue is Puducherry Union Territory. Under Article 239A, Puducherry Union Territory has Legislative Assembly and Council of Ministers. Recently, it has appointed Council of Ministers after 50 days of elections. Elections happened 2 months back approximately. Now they have appointed, Chief Minister has appointed Council of Ministers. It is one of the 3 union territories with the legislative assemblies. This is the pandemic condition. Having a full-fledged Council of Ministers helps in dealing with the pandemic. Stability need to be seen in this particular context because in Puducherry Union Territory, no party got absolute majority. In this context, they have formed a coalition government. Coalition government always runs with the risk of stability. This has to be maintained. Next issue is post-pandemic smart cities. Urban areas are facing infrastructure deficits, inadequate water supply, waste management issues, sewage, transport issues, high levels of pollution, climate change, extreme events. These are all the problems that we are facing. In this context, government has proposed for smart cities mission, under which few selected areas are developed through competitive bidding method. In this context, digital issues, policy issues, infrastructural issues, sustainability issues are included under smart cities mission. Now is the time to include health as a focus area under smart cities mission because we have to keep in mind the pandemic. Next issue is IBC and stressed asset resolution. Recently, IBC resolution in many companies, let's say Jet Airways, etc., this is happening. In this context, IBC and its effectiveness need to be seen. First is Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code was passed in 2016. Under this particular law, National Company Law Tribunal is the nodal agency which proposes for resolution process. There is this section 29A of IBC which doesn't allow the promoters who have led to the debt and insolvency not to take over the company again under this corporate resolution process. That means, let's say a person has led to losses and this company went to resolution process. Again, if the same person comes and says that I will buy the company at a lesser cost, will the resolution person allow it? No. That is the thing added. And recently the trend is deep haircuts. Let's say 100 crores is given as a loan by SBI to that company. Now they are unable to pay. Whatever assets are there with the company, they are sold out, which is called as liquidation. But the total amount received is less than their loan amount, which is called as haircut to that particular bank. That needs to be addressed. Infrastructural issues with NCLT needs to be addressed, and government has already proposed for national level ARC, Asset Reconstruction Company. That might solve the problem of liquidation. Next issue is Delhi's lame duck assembly. Under GNCTD Act, Government of National Capital Territory Act, recently Parliament has proposed amendments which led to criticism. One, it has reduced the autonomy of the elected governments and increased the powers of Lieutenant Governor. It will threaten the representative democracy. And this particular act also reduced the freedom of assembly and assembly committees. The provision says that they cannot discuss the matters of day-to-day administration, plus rules and regulations on the conduct of house and committees would be decided by the Parliament alone. This also curtails the powers of assembly and the committees. That's why it is called as lame duck assembly. Thank you very much. All the very best.